the night I was arrested, according to them, Joe White had already, they asked me if I knew a guy by the name of Joe. I said, I think that's Liv, his real name. Wasn't sure. And they're like, well, he's already told us you committed this murder, and I mean, they had it sounding like he had told them every detail that I'd done everything. And even with the story I gave the North Carolina police, none of the details even remotely fit the actual crime. When I did know Joe, we did do odd jobs. You know, and I gave them a description of a house. But in my depositions, it shows that the interrogator stated, well, isn't it really an apartment? It couldn't have been a house, it was really an apartment. But it's written in in their interrogations like that. I was told on a regular basis I would be made the first female on death row. And at the time of my arrest, I was a newlywed with a 14-month-old baby at home. I'd already lost my daughter to the state of Nebraska. All I could think about was my baby boy. And they would continuously remind me, you just need to come clean. You know what happened. You know you'll be the first female on death row. We don't have a problem murdering, executing women if they're just as guilty as the men. And it was an ongoing daily reminder. When I was in county jail, I also went through a hysterical pregnancy, which right there should have told them that, okay, her head's not really functioning right. They knew the background I came from of always being told I was stupid and worthless, so they played on that of being able to say, okay, if we tell her something hard enough, she's going to listen to it. She's going to accept it. And that's something that Christ knew. Where him being able to play in being a part-time deputy sheriff as well as my doctor years earlier, he was able to play on the little things that he knew about my weakness. I don't like calling it a handicap, I call it a weakness. But he was able to remind me of, well, we know you did this. We know you suffocated her. We know you did this.
And he led you through dream therapy.
Yeah. Oh, if you'll just concentrate on your dreams, your memories will come back. You've just repressed your memories. That was his big deal. You can't remember something you never did.
But the suggestion
But
that
the
you may have done it
suggestion
was enough to
was
give you
enough
dreams.
to start making you think. And when I knew how much I drank back in '85, because I quit drinking shortly after I left Beatrice, when I realized that how much I used to drink, it was like, okay, I possibly could have been. I was an alcoholic from hell. I mean, at the end of my drinking stage, I had a 20-ounce soda bottle by my bed. I'd have to hit a shot of Jack Daniel's straight before I could even get up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night. That's how hard I was drinking. But you start questioning. And like I say, I was 25 when I was arrested. And this happened in '85. So I was 22, 23 when it actually happened. And for them to play on that was really the brass tacks of it, a better way of putting it. All I could think about is, oh my God, I just got married while I was in county jail to my son's father. I had a 14-month-old baby. What good was I? And they would remind me, your little boy's going to grow up without you. We can put you on death row. And that sat with me. It sat with me hard. And then they'd come by, Cersei and DeWitt and all of them would come by ever so often. Well, you know everything that happened to the crime. Come clean. The sooner you come clean, the sooner we can get you home and, this kind of mess. Well, we know you did this. We know you suffocated her with a pillow, which in fact she was never even suffocated with a pillow. But with my handicap, they use the term hallucination delusion. Can be just as clear to me as you are sitting there. And I've gotten to the point, I still do it. I still visualize myself holding a couch pillow, the small throw cushions. I can feel the weight in my hands. And that's what they told me I suffocated her with. but I can feel the weight of that pillow in my hands. It's still that raw. And the crime happened in 85, we were arrested in 89.
And she wasn't even suffocated with
No.
Yeah.
She was actually wrapped up with an Afghan that squished her nose and suffocated her. But I mean, just little things like that
Mhm.
are still so real to me.
Mhm.
And it's still a long process of getting, there's still times, I have people today even ask me, today, are you sure now that you didn't do it?
Mm.
Can you really believe you didn't do it? Sometimes I know I didn't do it. And I know, I can read the stuff and it's like, okay, no, I didn't do it. But there's still a part of me that says, wow, they got me to say I did.
Mm-hmm.
How screwed up was I?